Hello, Gil Cline here in faraway California, in the city of Eureka, on the edge of the other pond, the Pacific Ocean. That bit of music was recorded years ago on one of my experiments, this large bell-throat coiled trumpet. Since then, I and others here have focused on playing the natural trumpet, the long Baroque type in 7-foot D and 8-foot C. For many years I was not a purist. I played, toured, and gigged on vented trumpet, so it's an obvious tip-off to see both hands on the trumpet. Here's my John Harris trumpet in D 440 at the International Brass Fest playing Italian works. This is a Simon Beale trumpet in D 415 playing the trumpet shell sound. So if I attended confession, this might be me. This image was posted at the Scala Cantorum in Basel. At bottom left, notice the sheet music. It's top line F and top A. Oh, I have vented trumpets. Here's one of my gigging vented trumpets. At left, 5 lead pipes. At top, 5 back bows. And in the middle, 4 vented yards. The point was made years ago by someone who coined the term colander trumpet, because although vented notes are in tune, they often do rather leak out. So my teaching work here has led me to focus on and conduct some basic experiments with the various natural trumpets of the Baroque music world and the decades just prior and following. It is proper to play the true Baroque trumpet held with one hand, the right hand, because the reins are in the left hand. That's the way trumpet maker David Edwards put it in answer to my question while we were walking one day in Oxford. I love this painting because I have a copy of this trumpet, and before I even saw it, I worked out the exact same way to hold it. Fair warning, my face was photoshopped in by one of my students. It is also good to play the other 2 natural trumpets, which involve 2 hands. One is the single slide trumpet. At top is my all-purpose slide trumpet. Back bows and whole tone crook allow keys of D, C, and B flat at 440 and 415. Middle is my German slide trumpet here in D 415. Bottom, for contrast, is my English double slide trumpet. And the other is the coiled trumpet, using hand technique at the bell for tuning. Here are my current pals, good players, partly because they have 30-degree offset bells, perfect for hand technique. At left is one with a trumpet bell, at top one and a post-horn bell, and at right a very large throat bell. So about cross-pollination. It occurs everywhere on this planet, especially in music due to recordings. As for California, the Spanish were an early influence, obviously. Later, there were many other explorers, including Alexander von Humboldt, the name of our county and university. The English were here early as well, in 1579, when the pirate, authorized, Francis Drake, sailed by in the Golden Hind. That vessel beached for repairs near San Francisco and made contact with indigenous peoples. What did they think of the music made by the 3 trumpeters, led by Drake's right-hand man, John Brewer? Contemporary to Drake is William Byrd. In his 1591 My Lady Neville's book, he includes as part of the battle the music The Trumpets. Thanks goes to Crispian Steele Perkins, who included an arrangement in his booklet Trumpeter's Tunes. Here's a bit of that music recorded by our trumpet consort von Humboldt for an audio CD now pending. Inside of every brass instrument is a rainbow. Here's a couple of our Beale trumpets playing the harmonic series from harmonic number 2 up to 16 and then 18 and 20. So for Baroque trumpets, we have choices like the old American television game show, door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. The historic natural trumpet is undeniable. It's simple, not much to get lost. Crooks can be added, bits can be used for tuning. It's held with just one hand, so it can be played on horseback. Once you get used to bending pitches, there are a lot of options. The one challenge is to install top A. Here's a copy in sterling silver of our 1667 Simon Beale trumpets. Fairly early on are references to the distinction between battle trumpet and minstrel trumpet, or in other terms, field trumpet, as opposed to slide trumpet, that used by professional entertainer, gigging, and even civic musicians. These next two images are favorites. The first, dated 1538, shows two slide trumpets at left, held much as I've found to work well in terms of balance. The second one shows that mysterious bendy slide trumpet. The two trumpets are center and left. Note the right hand holding the mouthpiece, the left hand moving the trumpet. Again, left hand holding the trumpet, but what a trumpet! The more I play slide trumpet, the more I trust the use of that term by Daniel Speer. Not having followed all the recent discourse of trombonists, let me say that it's a really good idea to not use a conventional first position with slide all in. We need that distance of latitude for tuning, specifically on trumpet, the top F sharp harmonic 11, especially top A harmonic 13, and then also the B flat midstaff harmonic 7. Now there's also a safety issue, that of returning quickly to first position. Bad enough on trombone, but with slide trumpet, the weight of the entire trumpet can slam into your lips and teeth. With single slide, distances are double from that of trombone, so I've found that default home first position is about 4 inches out. Here's a quick musical demonstration from a local ensemble organized for this presentation, Music of Susato. There are two good ways to get top A. One, close in, but a bit flat. The other, much farther out, but not flat. So we have options, both for chord tuning and context of slide direction. Now we approach door number 3 and the elusive, the mysterious, the migratory Italian trumpet, or Corno da Caccia, or the Welschtrompete, or the Jägertrompete. The main advantage here is proximity of the hand to the bell. There is no way to ignore it. The bell is there, within reach. To any trumpeter wanting to fine-tune notes or to elicit all those otherwise unavailable melodic pitches, the pathway is obvious. That large bell throat and bore permits low harmonics 2 and 1. Here's the next size bell, a trumpet converted from a first place post horn, reformed to allow the usual left-wound trumpet crooks. Same trumpet here, different key. Finally now, here's that top line F natural and the top A. At this point, I'd like to make an appeal for us all to not use the term stop so universally. The reason is that stopping really is all in and raises the pitch a half step on horn. Here's a horn stop mute. This also is what Baroque trumpet mutes do, shortening the instrument and raising the pitch. There are good alternative terms. To shade is my favorite. When we adjust top F natural and A, we're shading them. Same thing in getting mid-staff notes A and B natural, also the top of staff D flat and E flat. Another good term, along with hand technique, which is inclusive, is that historic Italian term manegio, cited in HBS Journal 19. Hand techniques are plural because they depend so much on size of bell. So as with hand horn, what we really have here is hand trumpet, not stopped trumpet. I love this term because there's a lot going on. It's not just that worn or poorly fitting tenons and sockets can wobble, but they also cause small leaks and changes in resonance. All right, crooks. Here's what I'm working with here. To me, these are all like Legos because there are so many different combinations and solutions. First off are the tuning bits, 21 here, of different lengths and makes, but absolutely useful and needed for fine tuning, as there is no conventional internal tuning slide. Next are halftone crooks, pigtails. They can be a bit stuffy, so I try to avoid them. Here are whole tone crooks. At bottom left is one for higher keys, so I call it a 7/8 tone crook. The most common among trumpets, these get used often. The two larger crooks are essentially 2-tone and 1.5, and in combination with the others, allow my coiled trumpets to achieve most all keys and pitch levels from 4.5-foot B-flat soprano down to 9-foot B-flat alto, the territory of the horn. Here are mutes I've used for trials. At bottom right are stop mutes for horn. At bottom here is a mute made to raise the pitch a whole step. These first two were made by Fred Holmgren. This one was made by Greg Smith. Here's an excellent one by Todd Barton. This one is by me to fit a small bell. These two, good players in a number of bells, are by Francesco Durante. Note the band of thread which grips the bell. Here's Mersenne, 1635. The mute at right was recently made for me by Sam Goebel. Here's the man, Fantini, and the music. But what is Tromba Sordina? Is it full-time, part-time, or optional? Next up is a favorite trumpet and a good Fantini player. By the way, all three trumpets here are demonstrated with the same mouthpiece, anonymous make, German silver, fairly large rim and cup, with a very large throat bore. Here's my kit, and it all fits in a very small case. Here's the beginning of Fantini's Amerighi, page 26. So the mute is an echo for the trumpet, but if you can get your hand over the mute, you can echo the mute itself. In the summer of 2020, I was testing mutes hour after hour, day after day, and it occurred to me you do not have to leave the mute in for all the notes. Same trumpet setup, now with a Baroque trumpet mute. Surprise! I still think the Baroque trumpet mute is a distant ancestor of the Harmon mute. But the Baroque trumpet mute is much better. It, like the hand, can function to shade notes, not like a plunger in jazz, but in terms of pitch control. Here are some potentials. Getting F natural is easy in both octaves with a Baroque trumpet mute. Getting D below the staff is necessary for Fantini's Carducci. You can get this by about 90% muting. From G in the staff, things are easy. So if you hold the mute at the bell full time and then pull for top F natural and top A, they're there. Also, the in staff A speaks with full open. Other pitches are available, but the immediate quest is bottom staff F natural and the D just below. Here's a bit of Fantini's Carducci, page 46. Here they are, the bottom of staff F natural and the D below. Upper staff divisions are easy, but now we can get the low F and D. Here are concluding excerpts demonstrating some ways to elicit some of those beautiful and elusive tones. Here's the top line F natural and the A and B flat above. Now, for top F sharp, the hand comes off the bell completely. I have loved this music for decades. Now I have a solution. All right, rock and roll. We have to play diminutions here. High B natural and high D are needed. This music is just so beautiful, but the top F natural, the dominant seventh, must be placed low, so slide is the ticket, also for that long E flat. Thanks for viewing, and I hope you find some of this to be of value. I sincerely thank all the writers of articles in the Historic Brass Society journals, and also the many other writers and scholars. Credits follow here, and I apologize for any omissions or errors.